So next to me there's Liz Corbin, head of the BBC World News, and I think this is the right moment to talk about the trust of the media and how we can keep the trust within the audiences, and to talk about fake news and fact-checking and all the challenges you face on a daily basis. So how do you face these challenges?
Yeah, look, trust in the media is obviously a huge topic for us here at Medientage. The BBC, luckily, and hopefully will stay as the most trusted broadcaster in the world, the news broadcaster. So trust is absolutely key to our DNA. We have been doing this for nearly 100 years, fact-checking stories. We take how we source our stories incredibly seriously, and putting out accurate, impartial information and providing that to audiences in a way they want to receive it as part of what we do every day. And the phenomenon, as we're calling it, of fake news. Now, fake news, the term itself is a really tricky term because it covers a whole wide range of different types of disinformation, whether that be simply used by somebody who doesn't agree with that point of view or doesn't like the facts that have been placed in front of them, all the way to deliberate disinformation, which is is a deliberate attempt to change public opinions.
So and the media landscape changed dramatically, so that to keep that heritage as the most, or one of the most trusted news sources is quite difficult, because if you see, for instance, social networks, in my personal opinion, they have three mechanics how they spread the word. So first mechanic is I see this what's shared, it reflects my point of view. The second thing is I can express myself with what I share, and the third one is I can identify myself or someone I know. So that's how people share something. That's why something is spread on the web. But that's not compatible with neutral facts and neutral news. So how to compete with this algorithm?
I'm not sure I entirely agree that it's not compatible. So I think one thing that we do know is people have never been more interested in news. So in terms of how people are consuming news, people are wanting the facts. They do want the truth. They want to know what's going on, and they have multiple different ways of trying to find that out now. And I think the thing that we're looking at the BBC in terms of innovation, it's gone are the days where we can just broadcast something and people will come to watch us, appointment of view. You know, that is something that we need to spread into whole different areas. So we need to use social media, and we are using social media and a whole variety of different platforms to go out and reach different people. I think also what we're learning about through the digital side of things is who's watching, how are we reaching them, how are they engaging with stories, and it's up to us to provide stories and the facts and the news in a way that people feel like they can engage with it, that is news for them, that they can find that interesting. Nobody is forced to consume the news. They need to want to consume it. And so we need to react to that.
But isn't it challenging to provide news on different platforms at the same time, not only TV as in the past, and also to detect how you can tell the news in the future? Because in the ancient times of television, that's just landscape. Now we have portrait mode, we have square, we have instant articles and techniques like that. So how challenging is this?
Look, it's a huge challenge, but it's one that we have to meet. If we're going to reach all of the audience. And I think that's what's really key. In the past, could it be said that we only reached a small part of the potential audience, and now we know more about that audience and we can see who's coming to us? We can go after those parts of the audience who we weren't previously reaching. BBC is now broadcasting in 42 different languages. You know, we don't just go out there in English, and going to people in their own languages is a key part of that.
So if I read this between the lines, this is more about knowing what users are consuming, how they are consuming the product and the news, and more to talk to them. It's not like broadcasting and just spreading the word and spreading the news. It's more like talking to users.
Yeah, so yes, absolutely, and talking to them in a way that in a language, whether that's an actual language or just the way that you're talking, needs to reflect how they want to interact with what's on sometimes a very personal screen right there. On BBC World News, the types of stories that we're covering. That's really important. Story choice is as important as how you tell those stories. And the editorial judgments that we make every day are influenced by what we know our audiences are interested in hearing and what matters and what's true.
I think the challenge are the same for all other media outlets as well. But is there any kind of technique or tool set or like a process you experienced through the last month that works best for you as the BBC?
I think one of the key things is diversity within your newsroom. So we have been, one of the big pushes that we've done this year is our 50-50 project, which is something on air, which is where we're looking to get 50-50 percentage of male and female contributors on our news programmes. How we look and how we come across, and that completely changes what you do in the newsroom and what diversity you have amongst the people you employ. You bring different ideas in and different backgrounds, and that's crucially important.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.